So to me, original strength is all it is your original movement system, your original movement template. It's the way the body's designed to move. There is nothing fancy about original strength other than, hey, these are the movements that are in your body that you were born with. And if you do those movements, everything about your body works better. You move better, you think better, you feel emotionally better. Everything about you dances together better for your optimal state of being. And all you have to do is move the way you were designed to move. And that's your original strength. Oh, they have to experience it. It's hard to convince people. It's easier to have them experience something to learn it so that they value it. I can tell people until I'm blue in the face that they need to crawl, and they'll be like, yeah, whatever, that's stupid. But if they do it and they experience how good it makes them feel and how strong, especially if they want to be stronger. So for like weightlifters and strength trainers, if they really want to be stronger, then if you could somehow convince them just to try it and then see how they can express their strength, see if they don't get stronger faster or things just don't get easier, then you can convince them. Because they have to feel it for themselves. Other than that, crawling is amazing. It ties your brain together. It ties your body together. It makes it sharpens your reflexive strength. It gives you a better foundation for movement. Helps you think better. Helps you control your emotions better. It helps your nervous system feel safe. It really it's a movement that really, it's a miracle movement.
Think, Flow, Growcast mit Tim Böttner. Begleite mich auf einer Reise zu einem ganzheitlichen Verständnis von Bewegung, Gesundheit und Leistungsfähigkeit. Sportwissenschaftler, Ärzte, Athleten, Heilpraktiker, Physiotherapeuten, Biohacker, Osteopathen, Psychologen. Wir tauchen in das Denken und Handeln von Spezialisten ein, um zum Generalisten zu werden. Ein Podcast für Querdenker mit Tiefgang. Herzlich willkommen zu dieser neuen Episode und ich freue mich heute sehr, dass ich Tim Anderson zu Gast haben darf. Das ist mir wirklich eine große Ehre, weil Tim mich mit seiner Arbeit sehr inspiriert hat und natürlich immer noch fortwährend inspiriert. Tim ist der Gründer von Original Strength und hat damit ein Bewegungssystem geschaffen, was sich an der frühkindlichen Entwicklung orientiert und letztendlich uns wieder so bewegen lässt, wie wir natürlich uns bewegen können sollten. Sprich, es geht ganz viel um Atmung, Kopfbewegungen, Rollen, Rocken und letztendlich Krabbeln. Das scheint alles erstmal super einfach, aber die Konzepte dahinter sind unglaublich logisch, einerseits auch wissenschaftlich validierbar, andererseits erfahrungsgemäß, wie du selber erfahren kannst, einfach wahnsinnig mächtig. Wenn du also verstehen willst, warum Rocken, Rollen und Krabbeln so wertvoll für dich als Athlet, als Büroheld oder auch als Trainer, Coach und Therapeut sein kann, dann bleib auf jeden Fall dran. Ich bin mir sicher, dass du auch ganz, ganz viele Aha-Momente haben wirst und verstehst, warum Dinge so funktionieren, wie sie funktionieren. Der Podcast ist auf Englisch und ich wünsche dir jetzt ganz, ganz viel Spaß dabei und wir springen direkt rein. In diesem Sinne, ganz viel Spaß mit Tim Anderson. Who is Tim Anderson? So that would be the first thing I would be pretty interested in here.
I'm not even sure he knows. My name's Tim Anderson. I have been in the personal training world since 1998. And I've just since the time I was 13 years old, I lived in a weight room in the gym. And so it's just always movement or training has just always been something that I just gravitated towards.
Nice. So that's Tim Anderson in the end. But you're so passionate. So in everything you do, your writing, your videos. So what is it? What brings your eyes light up?
Oh man, I think now into today, just the wonder of everything, really, the wonder of the body. I don't know if you know, but about 10 years ago or 11 years ago, I was just frustrated because I was having all these overuse injuries. And I couldn't get out of them. I couldn't fix them. And I was only making them worse, or I wasn't getting better. And I just asked God to show me how to train to be like Superman, to be bulletproof. And then he just kind of connected the dots. And like what I've realized is that the body is amazing. And it has got so much power on the inside of it that if we just tapped into it and let it do what it wants to do, the body's really smart. It has a lot of intelligence on the inside of it. Sometimes our mind gets in the way. Anyway, what lights me up is I have found that, so that was 11 years ago. Even still today, I'm still learning like the wonder that's inside of our own body. Like it's just, there's always a new treasure, or there's always something new to find. And that excites me, especially when I get to take that and share it with someone else. Especially if they feel like they're broken, or they're trapped in their body, which is not true, but it's easy to feel that way when, that's your experience. But then if you can take another experience that changes your mind or changes how you see things, then it like opens up a whole new world for you. And that's what's so amazing, is that your body can change at the speed of your nervous system. Like you can learn something from your body like that, and it can set a whole new path for you. So that's exciting to me. That I enjoy. I love talking about that.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah. What I really like about your movement system is that it feels so amazing. So that's an awesome feedback from our bodies and our souls, I think. Yeah, that everybody gets what rolling is about. They don't understand what rolling is, but if they roll, they just feel amazing. And that's so powerful. So how would you describe the original strength system to maybe a stranger? Yeah.
So to me, original strength is all it is your original movement system, your original movement template. It's the way the body's designed to move. There is nothing fancy about original strength other than, hey, these are the movements that are in your body that you were born with. And if you do those movements, everything about your body works better. You move better, you think better, you feel emotionally better. Everything about you dances together better for your optimal state of being. And all you have to do is move the way you were designed to move. And that's your original strength.
Nice. Yeah, well said. And when you discovered it, what people or systems influenced you the most, or concepts?
So I was fortunate. Like I said, I was having all these overuse injuries, and I was trying to figure out how to get over them and fix myself. So along the way, I learned about Z Health. I learned about FMS. I learned about the RKC or the SFG. So I learned all these educational movement systems, and so that kind of laid a foundation for me. But really, part of the biggest foundation that it laid for me was in the relationships that I met through those systems, through that journey. Like I met John Brookfield, who created the Battling Rose, and he took me under his wing and became a mentor to me. I met Dan John, who also took me under his wing for whatever reason, and he's like a big, mentor to me, a big brother. I met some amazing other people that just became really close friends that would let me be ideas off of them. And, and some of them would tell me if I was being stupid, they would tell me, they just steered me in the right direction. But so so those were the influences, but really and I got knowledge from those systems, but because of the relationships within those systems, I think that's what really furthered me along. With the support and the love that other people, surrounded me with.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I can see that pretty much the neuroscience stuff. How is it interwoven into it? Yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
Yeah. And what principle is it based on? So some maybe a bit more concrete. What principles do you use in the research? So yeah.
What principles are the resets based on?
Yeah. What principles are they based on?
So they're based on, well, to me, there's three principles of movement, or three pillars of movement. It's breathing properly with your diaphragm, it's activating your vestibular system, and then engaging in your gait pattern. But those three things are woven inside of our entire developmental sequence, or our original movement template. And we're designed to do those three things throughout our entire lives, always. So that's really where I guess the center or the heart of the resets are those three things.
Okay, and yeah, I just looked up the first book, the Original Strength Reloaded book. I have it here right now. So I just read about the reflexive strength, and I felt that the reflexive strength is a really big cornerstone in all of that stuff. What's the importance of reflexive strength for mobility and flexibility and all that stuff?
Yeah. So we're designed to be able to move without thought, and we're designed to be able to move, anticipate movement. So our brain is amazing. It's always predicting. It predicts movement before we actually move, and it prepares the body to move before we even know we're going to move. Like it is before our thought. But it also reacts to things that happen to us lightning fast, or as fast as our nervous system is. So if you trip, your brain reacts in such a way where your muscles respond to catch you so you don't get hurt. That's reflexive strength. But it's also that preactive strength, or the proactive strength too, that your brain's always anticipating. So your reflexive strength is your foundation for all movement. And we inside of OS, we also call it reflexive stability, reflexive mobility, reflexive control. It's all the same thing. It's your body's ability to react and respond to movement as it happens and before it happens. So it's like a predictive strength and a reflexive strength.
Yeah, interesting. You wrote that you don't do any traditional mobility work like foam rolling or stretching or something like that. Is that right now, that you don't do anything?
That is correct. Mostly because I'm lazy, and that stuff takes a lot of time. But also, when you move the way your body's designed to move, you just have access to your expression. So if you honor your body's nervous system, or your movement system, then your nervous system always feels safe enough to allow you to move as you want to and as you need to.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point, because maybe I think about just maybe it could be useful if we do some rocking or rolling and we have a really restriction in one muscle. Maybe it could be useful to just go through this restriction with a mobility technique, like release, and then go to the natural movement back again and go through it way faster if we just do rocking and rolling for a long time.
Yeah, so sometimes injury happens or trauma happens to the body, and you may need manual therapy, manual help, or your own self-care practices like myofascial release or something like that you're doing to try to help your body heal. And that's fine. And you can integrate those practices and techniques with the resets, and that it does make them work so much faster or better. Because now say you are able to say you're successful in your myofascial release, and now your body can move differently. Well, you've got to integrate that new ability to move inside of the nervous system, so that the nervous system can appropriately take advantage of the body's ability to move differently. It's got to be reintegrated. And so the brain has to know what to do with that. And that's where the resets come in, because they are constantly flooding the brain with information and integrating the body all the time. So it is your body's information system, so that you can move and express yourself the way you want.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Could you just go through the resets pretty short?
Yeah. So we tried to slim it down to like 5 main resets. It's breathing with the diaphragm, head control, which is moving your eyes and your head. It's rolling around on the floor rocking back and forth on your hands and knees, and then it's crawling or the gait pattern. So, but those would be the 5 resets. And that's really the developmental sequence that a child grows through, from 0 to like 3 years old, and actually a little beyond that. But
yeah, are you doing them every day?
Mm-hmm. I do, mostly because of what you said earlier. Though it just feels good, and it feels good to feel good. But the truth of the matter is that we're honestly designed to do them every day. Now, and for an adult, adults don't necessarily crawl like children do, but we do walk, and walking is an extension of crawling. So for us, walking should be like as powerful as crawling is, and it should nourish our nervous systems just like crawling does. But not everybody walks the way they should. And not everybody has a good foundation of crawling to be able to walk the way they should. But yes, but I do them every day in some form or fashion.
How much time do you spend every day with that?
It just depends on the day. Like if I'm just trying to press reset, I may spend 5 to 10 minutes doing that. But so I don't lift weights or strength train traditionally anymore. So I actually use the resets now as my strength training regimen. So my training in the morning, I might spend 30 to 40 minutes playing with rocking or crawling or something, where I'm pressing reset, but really I'm also just using it to strength train and to make sure I can do whatever I want to do.
Nice. Yeah, but crawling, I love crawling, and it's funny because I bother everyone with crawling, and everybody's asking, what is it? What is crawling about? So why is it so powerful? How could I convince anyone to crawl more?
Oh, they have to experience it. It's hard to convince people. It's easier to have them experience something to learn it so that they value it. I can tell people until I'm blue in the face that they need to crawl, and they'll be like, yeah, whatever, that's stupid. But if they do it and they experience how good it makes them feel and how strong, especially if they want to be stronger. So for like weightlifters and strength trainers, if they really want to be stronger, then if you could somehow convince them just to try it and then see how they can express their strength, see if they don't get stronger faster or things just don't get easier, then you can convince them, because they have to feel it for themselves. Other than that, crawling is amazing. It ties your brain together. It ties your body together. It makes it sharpens your reflexive strength. It gives you a better foundation for movement, helps you think better, helps you control your emotions better, it helps your nervous system feel safe. It really it's a movement that really, it's a miracle movement. As a child, it helps you develop your hand-eye coordination. It helps you develop your distance in space. It ties all your other sensory systems together. I mean, it is an amazing movement that we're actually designed to do it every day, just in the form of walking. But that movement it's like a superpower or a secret that is inside of your nervous system that can help you become the best you that you want to be.
Yeah, you mentioned that it could be helpful for controlling your emotions better. So why is that?
Yeah, well, so when the brain and the vestibular system get good information and everything, so here's the easiest example I can give you. If you walk into a room and the lights are off and it's a big room, but you can't see anything, and you're supposed to walk to the other side, do you walk fastly and confidently, or do you walk cautiously and slowly?
Yeah, slowly. Yeah.
And are you somewhat kind of timid or like cautious because you can't see what's in there? You don't know if there's a dog in there, a guy with a knife. You don't know if there's a piece of furniture that's going to hit you just right in the shin or the kneecap that's going to hurt. So because you can't see, you are cautious. But if you could go in that same room and flip on a light switch and the entire room was lit up and you could see that Well, there's nothing in here at all. I can sprint through here at full speed if I wanted to, without any care in the world. That's what crawling does. It turns on all the lights. And my point to that, though, is that if all the lights are on and you can see clearly and you're not scared because you can see, then your emotions are better because you're not wasting energy on thoughts of doubt, thoughts of fear, thoughts of whatever. Nothing's creeping into your head because everything's moving right. Your ability to think is more clear. So your emotions then, when the body moves well, the emotions just go better. The easiest example of that is children skipping always smile. Because when the body's moving well, the emotions feel amazing.
Yeah. Nice. Awesome. If someone want to start with crawling, maybe an athlete, maybe a weightlifter, how long should they crawl? How many days and how many minutes? So what does it take to convince them? Should they take on a challenge or something like that?
Well, if I really want to convince them that they're not as strong as they think they are, I'll just see if they can crawl on their hands and knees while they hold their head up and keep their lips shut for at least a minute. And if they think they're really strong, let's go for 3 minutes. Most of the time, 30 to 45 seconds is about enough to make them have to put a knee down, open their mouth, stop, and breathe. So that's how you can help them experience that. Wow, that was really tough for you, and all you're doing is crawling. But if they want to get good at it, I like to just accumulate time under tension. So it might be that they start out with 5 minutes a day, and their goal is that they're trying to accumulate 5 minutes of crawling. And this is just an example. And they may have to rest every minute. And if they do have to rest, that's great. Just stop the clock. And when they can recover and shut their lips and crawl, start the clock. And then when they can accumulate 5 minutes of time straight, well, that's awesome. That's a big difference. And then if they reach that and they want to do more, great, let's go for 10. And you just do the same thing. And if somebody can crawl, and this is just Tim's rough rule of thumb. If somebody can crawl for 10 minutes without opening their lips and keep their butt down and their head up, honestly, they're strong enough to do anything they want to do. Everything's just going to be easier. They're mentally strong now and they're physically strong.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I did that, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. I built that capacity up to 20 minutes
wow.
crawling, and that was amazing. Like so I do traditional strength training too, and it was awesome how strong I was in all the other overhead press and deadlifts and all that stuff. And it felt so easy, so good. It was really, really crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you turned your nervous system on and you were able to really let your strength out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And 20 minutes, that is great. That's not easy. That's good job.
Yeah, because of you, I tried the same with the battle ropes, and it was a similar effect. So battle rope about 20 minutes, and it was awesome. Yeah.
Man, you're a machine. That's wonderful, Tim. Good job.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. Everyone asked me if they should crawl with a stiff spine or a flexible spine, more like a leopard or more like a robot. What do you
Never like a robot. Always like natural creatures, natural design. We're made to move. Our spine is made to move, kind of like a leopard's.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. So let's go a step back to the rolling part. I really love rolling, and I think everybody loves rolling. If they do 1, 2 rolls, for example, the egg roll. I love the egg roll, and everybody loves it. So it feels just so good. So why is it that it feels so amazing?
So rolling, it does feel amazing. And one of the reasons why is because it stimulates your largest tactile organ, which is your skin. So it's a way to get, you asked me about foam rolling. Mm-hmm. You really don't need to foam roll if you roll a lot, because the earth becomes your foam roller, and you can roll and mash out tension or trigger points as you roll. But not only that, when you roll, your nervous system is flooded with information from your skin, from your proprioceptive system that goes into your vestibular system. And that, when your nervous system feels safe, it lets go of trigger points. And it frees you up to move better. So the biggest, and the other reason that rolling feels so good is because rolling puts rotation in the spine. which is made to rotate. So it keeps your spine healthy. We talked about doing other modalities, so say chiropractic work. Rolling helps a chiropractor out, and it helps what they do last longer and better. Because now we're learning how to integrate movement into the spine, which is made to rotate. And in doing so, we start freeing up the body to really express itself in flow so that it doesn't look like a robot when it moves, but it looks more like an ocean wave, which is very powerful. Fluid movement is powerful movement. Stiff robotic movement is not powerful at all. It's just stiff.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds awesome. Sounds pretty powerful to do the reset as an integration for everything other therapy stuff we do, like physical therapy or all that stuff. And then to integrate all the changes we made on a isolated level, to integrate them into movement and keep them up.
Yeah. So like if you have a discipline, or, like if you have another background where you can combine, or you have a skill set like manual therapy or myofascial release, ART, anything, you can combine that with the resets, and it's just like throwing gas on a fire. It just makes things work better, faster.
Nice. Yeah, so you mentioned that you don't do any traditional strength training. So how's your strength training look like these days?
Traditional is relative, I guess, because, I think like when I say traditional, I think more weight room, weightlifting. And I know things are changing. But like nowadays, I like to do a lot of body weight calisthenic type stuff. I like to do a lot of carries. I try to carry something almost every day. To me, that's the secret sauce. It just makes the body strong. And then, like I said, a lot of you. So you read Discovering You.
Yeah. Sure.
I do the 21s every day, and that's pretty much my bread and butter. So I'll go through the 21s, and then after that, I might do, Hindu squats or Hindu push-ups, or play with something else, and then I'll do carries, and then I try to walk about 35, 45 minutes every day.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea, mind shift. When did you decide that you're strong enough, you don't need any more muscle or strength? Or
good question. I think it just kind of happened. I realized, like, and this is, so I'm 40, 45. I had to think about it. But like my entire life, I was always chasing like a certain body type or a certain look. And I was always like, and that's how I kept hurting myself, because I was relentless. I wouldn't stop. Even when my body was telling me, Tim, please stop. And I would just ignore it. And I think when I started pressing reset, and when I started crawling, and then like I said, with people like John Brookfield and Dan John, I started to realize, man, I'm strong enough. Matter of fact, I'm stronger than I've ever been. And I haven't been lifting weights. It's this stuff that's making me so strong. And then, once in a while I would pick up a weight or do something that I could never do before. And then I could do it, and I wasn't even trying or practicing it. And so it just kind of seeped into me that, oh, I'm really as strong as I need to be, but I'm stronger than that. I'm strong as I want to be. And I think part of that was one day I had the realization. So my prayer was, God, show me how to train so that I can be like Superman, or so I can be bulletproof. And I think one day I realized that had been fully answered, where I can be. And it wasn't as much about what I did as much as it was who I was. Like, so there was which sounds silly, but there was a spiritual journey along the way, in learning how my body was designed to move, where some things just fell away and I didn't care about them anymore. And then I started believing. So one day I was like, okay, so I asked to learn how to train to be strong like Superman, and it was answered. So why can't I just ask, make me strong like Superman, and then believe that that's going to be answered too? And I know that's crazy, but that's my world. So, and then, and that's kind of how it happened.
Yeah, I can absolutely relate to that. I think all my listeners can't really relate to that much, but I studied your work, I don't know, maybe all the books and maybe since 5 years, something like that, and I can see a really nice shift. And I made a little bit the same stuff. So I read the book from David Hawkins and all that stuff, and I can really see how he evolved with it, your movement systems on this spiritual journey. And that was so nice how it fits perfectly into
Yeah, and it's beautiful because you can't separate any part of us away from another part of us. So if we are spirit, soul, and body, then those three dance together and are woven together so tight that they can't be broken or separated. So if body improves, soul and spirit improve. And if soul and spirit improve, body improves. Like they all dance together.
Yeah, would there be maybe a deeper message with the original strength system, or a purpose? What would be a deeper message you wanna give away?
So we, in every one of our books and in all of our training manuals, either it's at the very front or it's at the very end, but we have a phrase that I am awesomely and wonderfully made. And that would be the message that whoever you are, your body is awesomely and wonderfully made. But it's so much deeper than that, because it's what's in your body. It's that spark that is you that is also awesomely and wonderfully made. And that's the deeper message, is that you're amazing. There's so much wonder in you that science still cannot explain, and maybe never will be able to fully explain. And in today's world, well, that's pretty special. That's still pretty awesome.
Yes. It's a nice message of hope too. So because the message is that it's already inside us. We don't need anything anymore. So yeah,
you just got to uncover it. You just got to find it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people need some concepts would they go into training, some mind concepts like mindsets to be able to discover. So do you have any concepts that you teach before they start with movement that could be everything made better?
It depends on the person, because we're all different and we all resonate differently with different things. But I'm learning, or I truly believe that most people just want to be happy, which means most people want to feel good. And most people come to me because they have a physical issue where they think they're damaged or broken. And because of that, they're also damaged on the inside too. So if I can help them realize that their body's not broken, then you can see their eyes light up, because all of a sudden now they have hope that they're not stuck, and that they can tap into something that's inside of them, and they can move better, they can feel better, they can become happy. So I think that's where it kind of starts. When they come to see me. Other than that, it would just be that if you could walk into something knowing that, like you said earlier, I am enough. That's it. Like if you never doubted yourself, if you were never afraid that you didn't have what it takes, or that you didn't have enough to be successful, whatever was stopping you, if you could just face whatever that was with, I am enough, I have enough, and then you could follow that up maybe with I can. Well, then there you go.
Yeah, that's such this experience is so valuable. That's unbelievable. Yeah, really. But if they experience pain in your sessions, how do you deal with pain and this experience of pain?
So for OS, our goal is we want people to understand that they don't have to move into pain. So we try to keep people from moving into pain because, again, the nervous system wants to feel safe. And if the nervous system's hurting, it doesn't feel safe at all. So if somebody has a limited range of motion because of pain, we have them move where they can without moving into pain. So even if they can only move this much, well, that's a gold mine of movement. If they can honor that little bit of movement without moving into pain, because just doing that can make the nervous system feel safe enough to give them this much. And then if they just move there, it can make the nervous system feel safe enough to give them this much. But if they always move into pain, the nervous system is going to get tighter, 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 more restrictive because it's not feeling safe at all. So it's going to feel like it needs to protect more, protect more, protect more.
Nice. So go around pain and never through pain. So
I tell people you can flirt with it. You can find out where it's at and you can kind of get to know its boundaries and its borders. You just don't want to cross over the border.
Nice. Yeah, let's go so one step more back. So we were from rolling and now to the head stuff and the tongue. I really love the importance of the tongue. Just can you please explain why the tongue is so important?
So I think that's just it may just be that guy's got a sense of humor. I don't know. But so the tongue is the little muscle that kind of guides the whole ship. And if we keep our tongue where it belongs, which is on the roof of our mouth, everything about the body works better. It's easier to breathe. The diaphragm works better. You have more stability and balance. You have more strength expression, more mobility. Every way you can express yourself is better if the tongue is where it belongs. Conversely, if the tongue is not where it belongs, then the nervous system doesn't feel as safe, so it takes a little bit of that expression away.
Nice. Yeah. And how can we find the position of the tongue? So
swallow and feel where your tongue goes, which should be against the roof. Wherever it goes is probably your home position.
Yeah, nice. So the system seems pretty complete, but are there any fields of research right now? What are you experiencing in your mind?
Honestly, I was talking about this the other day with my friend, Dr. Dan Barrows, that OS is so deep. Like, no matter what we've learned, we still find we're learning more just by diving further in. Just by really just stepping back and looking how the body's designed to move, looking at children and then just playing with those movements ourselves. And but it opens up again. So if you move better, you think better. So our ability to think about movement has increased exponentially from where it started. And all we're doing is still thinking about OS or the body's design, not looking at other stuff or trying to go out there to find other stuff. We're still diving into what we've got right in front of us, which is neat because still learning. Haven't stopped learning. So that's powerful.
Yeah. What were a couple of insights in the last month maybe did you get?
Oh gosh. Just in the last month alone, how the diaphragm and the pelvic floor, the relationship between the two and your entire inner core unit for that matter is really the center of strength. And you can explore that relationship in so many different ways with body position and breath speed, breath depth, breath intent. Like you can just marry all these things together just to explore how your diaphragm and your pelvic floor dance together, and then explore how does your body move when they do. So I guess that was one of my biggest insights in the last month.
And how would you teach someone to explore that? How could anyone start with the pelvic floor and the diaphragm to feel the connection?
we get them to come to our workshop so we can teach.
Yeah, that would be awesome, but
I know
you
it's
weren't in Germany, so
well. So we've been doing virtual workshops though.
yeah,
So like last week we did 3. But I do have I think I've got maybe 2 or 3 YouTube videos about breathing in the pelvic floor.
Hmm.
And I know I made one last year, and that one would probably be a good place to start.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. So yeah, it's really an awesome relationship between the diaphragm and the pelvic floor. So I did that once and did like a meditation or breathing session to feel the connection. And afterwards, I go out for a run, and I felt so strong in the run. It
Yes,
was so spring. So it was like springing, and this was awesome. It was really crazy.
it's because you were powerful,
Yeah.
probably running like a deer or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a deer. Yeah, that was really amazing. Yeah. Yeah, nice. So, yeah, just have a couple of personal questions. So,
Okay,
what is a false belief others have about you? So,
what is a false belief
yes, a false belief that others have about you.
about me?
Yeah.
I don't know because I don't listen to that kind of stuff. So I try to protect my eyes and ears, or really protect my heart. So if I know that there's trouble out there, or there's bad news, or like trouble trying to trying to cause harm, I just try to avoid it. That way I don't have to think about it. It doesn't create any negativity in me that festers, and that, because again, everything's combined. So if something gets into your head or your heart and that hurts you, it's going to hurt everything about you too. And nobody needs that. So I find it best just to not know anything about a lot of things.
Hmm. Yeah, nice. Yeah, sounds reasonable in this situation right now. Yes. And I'm curious too about. I know you have your movement routine, your morning routine, but a big part of my routine is meditation too. Do you? Is that a part of your morning routine or something like that too, or evening routine or day?
Yeah, so I get up uh, way earlier than I need to, so I can sit and read and contemplate for at least an hour before I start moving. And I have to start my day like that, because if I wait, or if I don't do it, then the day will take it away. So I try to do that first to start off on the right foot.
Hmm. But how many hours do you sleep then right now?
I try, I try to get in at least 7.
Yeah.
I never get more than 7, and I often get less than 7.
Okay. Yeah. Strong nervous system. Strong nervous system. Yeah.
That's why I do a lot of cross crawls.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there any skill that you want to master in your life in the future?
Man, so I, you fascinate or dream about things every now and then. I think it would be so fascinating to learn things like Tai Chi or other just beautiful martial arts. But the reality of it is that would take such an investment for me, time investment, and learning that I've learned how to move in ways that are also maybe not as equally as beautiful, but beautiful in their own right. And I have so much joy doing that, that I think I'm okay. And it gives me the ability to appreciate the beauty in those other movements without feeling like I'm missing out, or that I have to do it. Now, if I could go back in time,
Hmm.
20 years, and if I were much younger than I am now, I would invest in that. But at this stage in my life, with my kids being where they are in school and stuff like that, it's just a dream. But I do think the martial arts are beautiful, especially Tai Chi, and some of the more flowy ones, not the rigid, stiff ones, but there's some that just look like poetry, and they fascinate me.
Yeah, I heard your podcast about Tai Chi a couple of days ago, and that I heard that you're pretty interested in it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
And because it's like, it goes back to like Bruce Lee saying, "Move, be like water."
yeah,
Well, they move like water, and
yes,
it's just, there's something so awesome about it.
yeah. And Bruce Lee said, honestly expressing yourself, and that's what I can see in you and Original Strength. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So then, when I listened to your podcast, I thought about why did you start the podcast? What's the purpose of the podcast?
I really don't know. So to me, it's kind of selfish because I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I'm talking to these really smart people about things I don't know about. So I feel like I'm going to me, it's like a form of school. And then once I have it, I get to share it and like let other people listen to it too. But what I found is like, so all the people I'm talking to are super nice, genuine, helpful people. So if nothing else, if there's a purpose to it, maybe it's just to share and spread a little bit of light in the world. Because that's the kind of people I've been fortunate enough to talk with.
Yes. Yeah, I can relate to that. That's pretty nice. Is there any problem you want to solve right now, or you're solving right now?
I am a problem I'm trying to solve daily. Like it's a work in progress, right? So on some days, I know that I am enough. On other days, I seem to forget that once in a while. So if there was a problem to solve, it would just be that I could stay longer in the land of knowing that I am enough or that I'm on the right path. Like if I could somehow keep all the lights on in my mind so that I could clearly see that there's no furniture, there's no boogeyman with a ball bat waiting for me, that I can clearly run to the other side. That would be, because even to the best of us, sometimes the mind gets in, starts playing games and stuff.
Yeah, nice. So I'm 28 right now, and I can relate that pretty much too. And I'm not happy, but it's interesting that you are solving this problem with in your age with 17 years more of experience. Yeah, too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you're in a good spot because you're learning all this stuff that I didn't know until I was much later, but we all have our own race. Like there's this line in the Bible that St. Paul's talking, and he's like, I'm not saying I've won, and I'm not saying I'm there, but I'm running the race. And I think that's the best all of us can do. It's like, so I know that there are days where I know I'm enough and everything's cool, but I also know that there are days when I let life get the best of me or play mind tricks on me, and that's my fault. I should know better, but I gotta shake that off and like keep running the race. So my advice for you would be to, hey man, you're doing great. When you trip, just get up and keep running. That's it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, a lot of my listeners, there are a lot of normal athletes or regular people, but a lot of professionals too. Some therapists and coaches and trainers. What do you recommend to trainers and coaches these times? What could they learn from you or Original Strength?
So if they're trainers and coaches or therapists, they probably already know that the body's amazing. I would just encourage them to really start to try to look at it through the eyes of wonder and curiosity, and to be more open to learning with the body or from the body, because the body will tell us so many things if we'll listen to it. But if they could just approach, I'm sure they're all doing amazing work. But I learned a phrase, I guess, a couple of months ago, be less certain and more curious. And I think that's probably a good approach for anything, but it definitely helps when you're working with people too, because what you see is not necessarily always the way you interpret it may not be the truth. But if you're curious about it and more open to it, you can probably uncover a lot of things that would help the person in front of you, emotionally, mentally, and physically.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Yes, awesome. If anyone wants to learn more about Original Strength and your work, where should they start? What can
They can go to originalstrength.net. If they want to, if they're interested in classes or finding a coach in their area to train with. if they just want to read the books to get the background, they can go to Amazon.com or originalstrength.net. And I think we've got like 5 or 6 books. And then we've also printed little manuals, pressing reset for the everyday person, or for the Brazilian jiu-jitsu person, or the yoga person, or whatever your discipline is. We've got these little books that can help people learn how to integrate the resets with their passion. And then there's YouTube. Like there's hundreds of free videos on YouTube about pressing reset.
Yeah, I really recommend the videos because they make me instantly smile every time. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Nice. And I'm really looking forward to go to one of your workshops, maybe next year. I don't know.
That would be great. And hopefully the world will open up, and yeah, I will get to come back to Germany. Germany is such an awesome place, and it would be great to meet you. I like knowing people named Tim. That's weird.
Yes. The online workshops right now are pretty interesting too, but the time is a problem, so it's in the night, and I have to sleep up to 9 hours every night. And,
oh, wow.
So yeah, it would be pretty hard for me.
But you're young and strong. That's why you need all that extra sleep.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so thank you so much for your time and energy.
Tim, thank you for having me. This has been great. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Vielen Dank fürs Zuhören. Ja, ich hoffe, du hattest einige Aha-Momente und konntest ein paar Sachen verstehen, warum du manchmal reagierst, wie du reagierst, warum deine Kunden reagieren, wie sie reagieren, und hast ein bisschen Inspiration bekommen. Ja. Mir gefällt der Spruch auch sehr, sehr gut, because it feels good to feel good. Ich denke, Training, Bewegung soll Spaß machen, soll Freude bringen, weil Freude auch ein Biofeedback ist, was letztendlich für gute Bewegung steht. Ja, wenn wir nach dem Training keine gute Laune haben, dann ist vermutlich etwas schiefgelaufen. Da kannst du auf jeden Fall mal drüber nachdenken. Alle Links zur Episode findest du in den Shownotes. Und ich würde mich sehr, sehr freuen, wenn du diesen Podcast auf sozialen Medien mit deinen Freunden teilst und Tim und mich darin verlinkst. Außerdem hilft uns eine Bewertung bei Apple Podcasts sehr. Und an dieser Stelle möchte ich noch auf meinen kostenlosen 5-tägigen Online-Kurs aufmerksam machen. In 5 Tagen lernst du 5 wichtige Säulen deiner Gesundheit und Leistungsfähigkeit kennen und verstehst auch, wie alles in deinem Körper miteinander zusammenhängt. Du kannst dich kostenlos anmelden auf www.thinkflowgrow.com/free und den Link findest du natürlich ebenfalls in den Shownotes. In diesem Sinne wünsche ich dir ganz, ganz viel Spaß und eine wunderschöne Woche. Dein Tim.